Good morning, all. Vigilance Awareness Week inaugural function is going to start. Our guest has arrived. All are requested to take your seat, please. The executive standing may take your seat, please. Ladies and gentlemen, our chief guests and FDs and CVO are entering to the hall. Let us welcome our guests with thunderous applause. They are coming inside the auditorium. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the inaugural function of Vigilance Awareness Week 2023. This event champions transparency, integrity, and accountability. We appreciate your presence and look forward to your valuable contributions to foster a vigilant and ethical society. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our esteemed guest to the stage. Let's give a warm round of applause for welcoming Thiru Appakanu Govindarajan, IPOS, Chief Vigilance Officer, NLCIL, Thiru Samir Swarup, Director HR, and a special welcome to our guest of honor today, Thiru Tirupati Venkatasamy, IA and AS, and Accountant General of Maharashtra, and our Director, Planning and Projects, Thiru K. Mohan Reddy. Welcome to the stage, sir. Thank you all for gracing us with your presence, sir. Let's come together to show our reverence to our beloved Tamil motherland by standing the timeless anthem, Tamil Thai Valthu. Please rise for the occasion, followed by NLC's theme song in Tamil and Hindi. Please rise for the occasion.
நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்த கெழிலொழுகும் சீராறும் வதனமென திகழ்பரதர் கண்டமிதில் தெக்கணமும் அது சிறந்த திராவிடனர் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிளமை திறம் வியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
NLCIL theme song will follow.
நான் NLC இந்தியா எதிர்காலமும் சிறக்க வேண்டும் எல்லோரும் சிரித்து வாழ வேண்டும் என்னாலும் வளர்ச்சி நம் நாடும் காணுவே நான் நாட்டின் ஆற்றல் உற்சாகம் செய்வேனே கண் முன்னே தேசம் மின்னொளியில் ஜொலிக்கட்டும் அதற்கென்றும் உழைப்பேனே நான் NLC இந்தியா நான் NLC இந்தியா நான் NLC இந்தியா. हीरे सा चमकता हूँ, कुछ कर गुजरने की चाह रखता हूँ। अटल विश्वास की कामना करता हूँ, मैं देश को समझौता हूँ, उसकी ताकत हूँ, कल संवारता हूँ, मैं NLC इंडिया हूँ। मैं दिलों तक पहुँचता हूँ, खुशियाँ फैलाता हूँ, नई खोज को गले से लगाता, मैं NLC इंडिया हूँ। मैं देश को समझौता हूँ, उसकी ताकत हूँ, कल संवारता हूँ, मैं NLC इंडिया, मैं NLC इंडिया हूँ, मैं NLC इंडिया हूँ।
Thank you, sir. May I invite Through Ashok Kote, CGM Vigilance, to extend a warm welcome to the audience.
Most respected today's guest of honor, Tirupati Venkateswamy, IAN and AS, Accountant General, Audit 2, Nagpur, Maharashtra. He has all along came from Nagpur to attend this function. Immediately he has accepted our invitation. I welcome you, sir. Please give a thundering applause to our chief guest. Most respected Director, Project and Planning, sir has given consent to preside over the function today. I welcome you, sir. Mohan Reddy, sir. I also like to welcome most respected Director HR, Sri Samir Swarup, sir. I welcome most respected Chief Vigilance Officer, Thiru Appakanu Govindaraj, sir. I welcome all Executive Directors, Project Head, Unit Head, Chief General Managers, General Managers, Deputy General Manager, and all executive and staff who are present here. I also welcome all executives from other projects who have joined through VC. I welcome representatives of recognized union, Tomusa, Anna Tomusa, representatives of association, GIA, EA, NGA, OA, representative of Welfare Association, SC/ST Association, ST Association, representatives of Women in Public Sector, executive and staff of Learning and Development Center, press, media, security, gentlemen, ladies and children, and all those who are associated with today's Vigilance Awareness Week inauguration function. At last, I welcome you all. Thank you.
Now it's time for welcoming our chief guest. I humbly request our director, PNP, to kindly present a bouquet and shawl to our today's guest of honor, Tirupati Venkateswamy, IAN, AS. May I request through Hemant Kumar, ED Safety, to present a bouquet to our below director, PNP, through Mohan Reddy. May I request through Rashia Reddy, ED Mines, to offer a bouquet to our CVO through Appakannu Govindrajan, IPOS. May I request Tirumati Rani Ali, ED MMMS CPPM, to extend a bouquet to our Director HR. Thank you, sir. Lighting of Kuttuvalaku. In our tradition, we commence every function with illuminating the Kuttuvalaku. I now kindly invite our guest of honor and FDs and CVO to join this ceremonial lighting. Please, sir. CGM Vigilance may also please join. ED Rani Ali Madam, please join. Thank you, sirs and madam. Now it's time for administration of the integrity pledge. Let's begin with the integrity pledge with Thiru Appakannu Govindraj, IPOS, who will lead us in Tamil. Please put your hand in your chest. It will give you some comfort. It is a lengthy pledge. Please keep your hand on your chest.
நேர்மை உறுதிமொழி.
நேர்மை உறுதிமொழி.
நமது நாட்டின் பொருளாதார வளர்ச்சிக்கும்
நமது நாட்டின் பொருளாதார வளர்ச்சிக்கு,
அரசியல் வளர்ச்சிக்கும்
அரசியல் வளர்ச்சிக்கும்,
சமூக வளர்ச்சிக்கும்
சமூக வளர்ச்சிக்கும்
ஊழல்
ஊழல்
ஒரு பெரும் தடையாக உள்ளது
பெருந்தடையாக
என்பதை நான் நம்புகிறேன்.
என்பதை நான் நம்புகிறேன்.
இதற்கு தீர்வு காண
இதற்கு தீர்வு
அரசு, தனியார் துறை மற்றும் பொதுமக்கள் என அனைத்து தரப்பினரும் இணைந்து ஊழலை முற்றிலும் ஒழிக்க முயற்சிகளை மேற்கொள்ள வேண்டும் என்பதையும் நான் உறுதியாக நம்புகிறேன். ஒவ்வொரு குடிமகனும் எந்நேரமும் விழிப்புடன் இருப்பதுடன் எப்போதும் உறுதிமிக்க நேர்மையுடனும் அதிகபட்ச நாணயத்துடனும் நடந்து கொள்வதன் மூலம் ஊழலுக்கு எதிரான போரில் தங்கள் பங்களிப்பினை வழங்க முடியும் என்பதை நான் நன்கு உணர்கிறேன். எனவே நான் கீழ்க்கண்ட உறுதிமொழிகளை உளமாறாக எடுத்துக்கொள்கிறேன். எனது அன்றாட வாழ்க்கையில் நேர்மையான வழியிலிருந்து விலகாது அனைத்து செயல்களையும் சட்டப்படி செய்வேன். நான் லஞ்சம் வாங்கவும் மாட்டேன், கொடுக்கவும் மாட்டேன். எனது செயல்பாடுகள் அனைத்தையும் நேர்மையாகவும் முற்றிலும் வெளிப்படைத்தன்மையுடனும் நிறைவேற்றுவேன். எனது செயல்கள் அனைத்தையும் பொதுமக்களின் நலனை முன்னிறுத்தியே மேற்கொள்வேன். எனது தனிப்பட்ட வாழ்க்கையிலும் நேர்மைக்கு இலக்கணமாக திகழ்ந்து அனைவருக்கும் முன்மாதிரியாக திகழ்வேன். ஊழல் அல்லது லஞ்சம் தொடர்பான தகவல்கள் எனக்கு தெரிய வந்தால் அது குறித்து நடவடிக்கை எடுக்க சம்பந்தப்பட்ட அமைப்புகளிடம் தெரிவிப்பேன்.
Now I request Thiru Samir Swarup, Director HR, who will lead the pledge in Hindi.
गुड मॉर्निंग। सत्यनिष्ठा प्रतिज्ञा। मेरा विश्वास है कि हमारे देश की आर्थिक, राजनीतिक तथा सामाजिक प्रगति में भ्रष्टाचार एक बड़ी बाधा है। मेरा विश्वास है कि भ्रष्टाचार का उन्मूलन करने के लिए सभी संबंधित पक्षों जैसे सरकार, नागरिकों तथा निजी क्षेत्र को एक साथ मिलकर कार्य करने की आवश्यकता है। मेरा मानना है कि प्रत्येक नागरिक को सतर्क होना चाहिए तथा उसे सदैव ईमानदारी तथा सत्यनिष्ठा के उच्चतम मानकों के प्रति वचनबद्ध होना चाहिए तथा भ्रष्टाचार के विरुद्ध संघर्ष में साथ देना चाहिए। अतः मैं प्रतिज्ञा करता हूं कि जीवन के सभी क्षेत्रों में ईमानदारी तथा कानून के नियमों का पालन करूंगा, न तो रिश्वत लूंगा और न ही रिश्वत दूंगा। सभी कार्य ईमानदारी तथा पारदर्शी रीति से करूंगा, जनहित में कार्य करूंगा। अपने निजी आचरण में ईमानदारी दिखाकर उदाहरण प्रस्तुत करूंगा। भ्रष्टाचार की किसी भी घटना की रिपोर्ट उचित एजेंसी को दूंगा। धन्यवाद।
Now may I request Thiru Dabasilan ED Thermal, who will guide us in English.
Good morning to all. Integrity pledge. I believe that corruption has been one of the major obstacles to economic, political, and social progress of our country. I believe that all stakeholders, such as government, citizens, and private sector, need to work together to eradicate corruption. I realize that every citizen should be vigilant and commit to highest standards of honesty and integrity at all times and support the fight against corruption. I therefore pledge to follow probity and rule of law in all walks of life, to neither take nor offer bribe, to perform all tasks in an honest and transparent manner, to act in public interest, to lead by example, exhibiting integrity in personal behavior, to report any incident of corruption to the appropriate agency. Thank you.
Let's pause a moment and receive the Vigilance Awareness Week 2023 messages from our esteemed leaders. May I invite Thiru Hemant Kumar, ED Safety, will now share the powerful messages from our Honorable President of India.
Vanakkam. Message, President, Republic of India. I am pleased to know that the Central Vigilance Commission is observing Vigilance Awareness Week 2023 from 30th October to 5th November 2023 on the theme भ्रष्टाचार का विरोध करें, राष्ट्र के प्रति समर्पित रहें. Say no to corruption, commit to the nation. Bringing about transparency and accountability in governance is one of the most important factors in ensuring all-round growth and development of the country. It is the collective responsibility of all the citizens of the country to fight for the ideals of ethics and integrity. I solicit the participation of all the citizens of the country in joining the Central Vigilance Commission in this initiative. This year, CVC has also undertaken a 3-month campaign on preventive vigilance measures. I am sure that all these efforts will go a long way in spreading awareness and promoting the ideals of ethics and integrity in public life. President, Republic of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now may I invite through Jagadish Chandra Mazumdar, ED, will present the messages from the Honorable Vice President of India.
Vanakkam, good morning. Message from Vice President, Republic of India. Happy to note that Central Vigilance Commission, CVC, is observing Vigilance Awareness Week from 30th October to 5th November 2023 under the theme Say No to Corruption, Commit to the Nation. Corruption erodes the foundation of our democracy and poses a major hindrance to our growth and development. Vigilance Awareness Week serves as a powerful reminder of our collective responsibility to promote a corruption-free society and uphold transparency and ethical conduct in governance. The active participation of all government employees in Vigilance Awareness Week will contribute towards ensuring accountability in administration, which in turn will pave the way for a more virtuous society. I extend my best wishes to the Central Vigilance Commission and the entire team of vigilance officers for their tireless efforts to foster a more ethical administrative ecosystem. Jagdi Dhankar, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Once again, may I invite Srimati Raniel ED, CCD, MSS, CPPM will deliver the message from the Central Vigilance Commissioner of India.
Good morning to everyone. This is message from Central Vigilance Commission. Vigilance Awareness Week, 30th October to 5th November 2023. Central Vigilance Commission is observing Vigilance Awareness Week 2023 from the 30th October to the 5th November 2023. Every year, Vigilance Awareness Week is observed as an outreach measure to create greater awareness about the importance of the integrity and ethics in public life. The theme for this year is Say No to Corruption, Commit to the Nation. As a prelude to Vigilance Awareness Week 23, the Commission has sought the participation of all central government authorities, organizations to undertake a 3-month campaign from 16th August to 15th November on preventive vigilance activity as focus areas. As a means of eliciting public participation while also disseminating information on the vigilance matter, the Commission has launched a quiz on vigilance matters. The Commission is also issuing 3 publications. 1. Best practices in vigilance administration. 2. The increasing transparency through the use of technology. And 3. The public procurement, challenges and way forward. The idea behind this is to disseminate information regarding effective and innovative initiatives undertaken by different organizations to serve as a point of reference and a way forward. The Commission solicits the participation of all the citizens to come together in bringing about transparency and accountability in public administration. Signed by Arvind Kumar, Vigilance Commissioner, and Praveen K. Srivastava, Central Vigilance Commissioner. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. Now, I invite Thiru Appakanu Govindarajan, IPOS, Chief Vigilance Officer, NLCIL, to provide us with an overview of Vigilance Awareness Week 2023.
Thiru K. Mohan, the presiding officer of this function. The guest of honor, Tirupati Venkatasamy. My senior colleague, Samir Swaroop. And senior officers and members of NLCIL, a very warm good morning. Vanakkam, namaskar, namaskaram. First of all, I thank you all for taking me as part of this NLCIL family. In fact, I just joined this CVO post hardly few weeks before. When I got this order, the first call I got from our CMD only. The word he said was this, I mean the sentence he used this was this, welcome to NLCIL family. So that way I'm grateful to him, and I miss him. Today is not available as he had to be there out of station. And the board of the directors, in fact, I got introduced to them, and they introduced themselves to me in a specially organized meet, a brief board meeting, I would call it. In fact, I could get a feel of what is this organization about in a nutshell. And every director, they explained what are the priorities, current priorities, and what generally the perception about vigilance in general, and what are the priorities, and how are we going ahead, what is the future road ahead. And even at the end of this brief meeting, even chairman said, I don't think no one would have got this such a detailed intro meeting. So I'm thankful to CMD as well as the directors. And thank you all for taking me as part of you. So Vigilance Week, Vigilance Campaign, why, all that, I mean, all narrated as part of the pledge as well as the messages we received from the constitutional authorities. But today is 30th October. I don't know what is this important day, but how many of you know that today is the birthday of Diego Maradona? You would wonder what is the great connection with Maradona and today. Probably no connection, but I have connection. I was also a footballer in college. And you know, probably in the Argentine team, when he was captaining the team, he was the shortest in that the whole team, but he was leading the team. More or less in the same manner, I was leading our college team, football team. I was not tallest at all, you know that. So this is a connection. But actually 31st is the day which is actually related to, connected to this event. Vallabhbhai Patel's birthday. So the day following in that week is celebrated or observed as Vigilance Week. And the Government of India and CVC thought that a lot need to be done. So the 3 months observation focus is also given. That is why we have had this 3 months, still we are having, I would say, 3 months campaign. So corruption, in fact, let me not go into the definition or types of corruption, not simply bribery. There are different ways and means of corruption, we all know. And it starts from birth. People who have visited government hospitals in Tamil Nadu, probably this may be the case elsewhere as well. பொம்பளை பிள்ளைக்கு 500 ரூபா, ஆம்பளை பிள்ளைனா 1000 ரூபா. So that is a rate. The local ward staff, they collect over and above whatever the sambalam they get. And you all, you can just recall the COVID days. The rates prevailing in the mortuaries, the rates that prevail in the crematoriums, to get priority, people had to bribe. So that is the extent of the penetration, the spread of corruption. And not to talk about how people had to bribe for oxygen cylinders and all that. So this we talk in the societal overview. But I don't know about our organization. So there could be ways, there could be scope for improvement in every parameters of transparency and accountability that we all need to really work on. But corruption, instead of going on a detailed definition, a simple understanding is that it is dishonesty. This is a social evil. In one assessment at the global level, it is said that this is probably the single most evil that is a cause of many other related evils, related problems, pressing problems, the global pressing problems, be it political, be it social, be it economical. So there is a need to join the drive to eradicate, to reduce, and whatever that we can do during our tenure, during our period of our government service, and as well as even as public citizens. There is a corruption perception index released by Transparency International at the global level. I just searched, which are the least corrupt countries in the world. Many of you know probably that most countries are from Europe and particularly from the Scandinavian part of the world. But there is only one country from Asia. Could it be India? The top 10, could it be India? We are definitely not that fortunate to be there in the top 10 least corrupt countries. We are at almost about 86, 85, like that. Even China is about in 65, at least 24, 25 places above us. And this is the case, actually. We were in 85, 86. So the improvement is not really happening. In 2021, Transparency International Secretariat's press office actually released this, what was a statement of the chair. It goes like this, I'm quoting: corruption has made our world a more dangerous place, as governments have collectively failed to make progress against it. They fuel the current rise in violence and conflict and endanger people everywhere. The only way out is for states to do hard work, rooting out corruption at all levels to ensure governments work for all people and not just for an elite few. This is the overall view of this Transparency International's view about the world level issue. And they, in fact, observed their concern about Indian case also. Their observation goes like this: the case of India is particularly worrying. While the country's score has remained stagnant over the past decade, some of the mechanisms that could help rein in corruption are weakening. There are concerns over country's democratic status as fundamental freedoms and institutional checks and balances decay. So these are the observations. I don't want to get into the minute details of what all we are really going to do to improve the status. We claim that we are, at least we wish that India should be one of the developed countries in the world. Whether we really want to be a developed country or a country which is equitable, which is involved, which inclusive to all the society at all the levels of the society. So this year's the theme is that say no to corruption and commit to the nation. Say no to corruption. Why? Because it really increases the social divide. The gap between the rich and poor are really increasing. Say no to corruption because it seriously affects the poorest, vulnerable people. And corruption can exist only when a situation like this exists. people, a set of people, powerful people, they are willing to misuse their position for their own personal gain. On the other side, there is a vulnerable lot. And in between these two, the environment which really fosters the corruption and corruptive practices. And I would say, to what extent the society is actually against this corruption. And we've spoken about, I mentioned about what you all might have seen in happening with the hospital beds and the death bed also. Even corruption is there in there as well. But in every organizational situation, not that every time the cash is exchanged or the money is exchanged, there are other ways and means this corruption is prevailing. And every member of this NLC family, and as part of public sector undertaking, and I would say actually, we are not only using the resources of this generation, we are using the resources of even future generation also. So we have a double or triple responsibility to be the leader in ensuring the transparency and accountability parameters. And here today we have with us the guest of honor, through Tirupati. In fact, he was Accountant General in Chennai just a few years back, and currently is holding the Accountant General Audit 2 at Nagpur. So I thank you for accepting our invitation, and may I also thank our PNB director for presiding over this function. And I also thank Director HR and all the senior officials who took time to participate in this particular event. And may I also thank this training center, LNDC training center, and the senior officials from the Vigilance Department who put together their efforts to bring out a detailed arrangements for this event. And I thank you all and for taking the pledge with serious note. Let us hope things will improve and change will follow. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for recollecting the Transparency International release in the year 2021. They are concerned about the global issues. Now, the next agenda is release of customized pen stand and PITB booklet. I am delighted to invite Thiru Mohan Reddy, sir, Director PNP, to unveil and present the customized pen stand. Now, release of PITB booklet. I request our Director PNP to release. the booklet of PITB. The next agenda is release of trilingual handouts. With great pleasure, I invite Tirupati Venktasamy, IA and AS, Accountant General, Maharashtra, Government of India, to unveil the trilingual handouts. Thank you, sirs. It's time to tell about some IT initiatives. I want to extend my deep appreciation to the hardworking team that has made these IT initiatives possible. Their dedication has been the driving force behind this vision. Without further delay, let's move on to the inauguration of these transformative IT projects. I kindly invite CVO to join us in officially launching two key initiatives. Before that, I request our CGM computer services through Solomon to explain about this. I request our CVO to inaugurate. Thank you, sir. It is a pleasant task for our CGM computer officers.
Respected guest of honor, Shri Tirupati Venktasamy, IA and AS, respected Director Planning and Projects, respected Director HR, respected CVO, respected Executive Directors, Unit Heads, Project Heads, Chief General Managers, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. I extend a warm welcome to you all, and I wish to give a brief overview of the face recognition system just now inaugurated by our respected CVO. This face recognition system covers about 10,500 permanent employees, 5,000 IncoServe HousEcos employees, 127 fixed tenure employees are covered under this face recognition system. The system extracts the facial features from the employees during the process of enrollment. It is converted into a template and stored in the system, which can be used for contactless authentication whenever the employee reports for duty at his work spot. There are about 250 terminals deployed at various locations of our company, at Neyveli, at subsidiaries NUPPL, Talabira, NTPL, and our units at Barsingsar, and the various regional projects like solar power plants. At remote locations, the face readers have GPRS facility through which the data is fetched into the system. All the face readers are resilient to network and power failures. So the face readers have battery backup, which can hold the data for 12 hours in the case of a power failure. And it can hold up to 30,000 punches when there is a network failure. And when the network connectivity resumes, the data will get captured into the system. The face recognition system is integrated with the corporate existing attendance management system and the SAP time management for wage processing. Now, how the system works, I will just explain. So the system uses about 6 parameters to capture the details of the employee during the time of enrollment. So these are the ridges between the eyebrows, the distance between the eyes, depth of the eye socket, forehead width, cheekbones, width of nose. So these parameters are captured at the time of enrollment and stored in the system. So once the enrollment is done, when the employee reports for duty at the work spot, the employee will stand before the face reader. At that time, the face image is captured, which goes through the process of detection, transformation, and cropping. So there, the captured image is compared with the enrolled data, which is already available in the system. It uses artificial intelligence techniques like deep neural networks and machine learning algorithms like clustering, similarity detection, and classification to identify and to match the captured image with the correct employee. Once a positive match is established, the CPF number, the timestamp, and the terminal ID are captured and stored in the system. So the face recognition reader has the following features. It is AI based. It can work even if an employee is wearing a mask. And it has a live detection feature. So anyone cannot spoof the system. So it looks for eye movement, blinking, so that the liveness check is also there. It is waterproof. It complies to the IP65 standard. It has a touchscreen facility also. So the system guides the employee with appropriate messages. On a positive match, access granted message will be given to the, it will be given as audio message to the user. And if the employee authenticates again within 2 seconds, it will greet the employee with an already verified message. And if the face is not recognized, a stranger alert will be given by the system. So the recommended distance for the employee to use the system is to maintain a distance of about 0.5 to 1.5 meters before the reader. So the next slide shows the general process of how the system works. So the employee faces the reader, then the image is compared with the pre-enrolled template. Once a match is established, the CPF number and the timestamp and the terminal ID are captured and stored into the Oracle database, from where the various reports can be generated. Finally, the benefits of the system. The entire attendance capture is automated and an employee is accurately identified using the unique facial feature of the employee. It is completely contactless. This system minimizes the risk of security breach for the organization and prevents unauthorized access. The system can work for large workforces and from multiple locations. It uses cutting-edge AI technology, deep learning, neural network, and liveness detection. It improves and provides us with a highly vigilant work environment by improving the reliability of the system and eliminating scope for proxy punching. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for launching the face recognition system for all employees and also extending to apprentices as requested by LNDC, and also explaining about how the system works, ERP and MI system. Thank you, sir. The next agenda is felicitation address. I request our director PNP to address the gathering as a presidential address. Welcome, sir, please.
Yeah, Madhyana Vanakkam, 12:22 now. Good morning to, good afternoon to all of you, and today's guest of honor, Sri Tirupati Venkateswamy, my dear colleagues, Sir Samir Swarup, Director HR, Govindarajan, Chief Vigilance Officer, NLCIL India Limited, and all Executive Directors, CGMs, GMs, all officers, ladies and gentlemen, and our stakeholders, prime stakeholders, union leaders, Tumusa, Anna Tumusa, GIA, NGA, EA, OA, SC, ST, OBC Welfare Association, VIPs, and all our officers participating from the outside projects through VC. Once again, good morning to all of you. I am deeply honored to address this gathering on the occasion of the inaugural function of the Vigilance Awareness Week 2023. It is a privilege to preside over this significant event, which is observed each year in memory of Sri Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the great patriot of our nation. Vigilance Awareness Week is a momentous occasion that calls for the promotion of integrity and ethics in our lives and the dissemination of awareness against the grave issue of corruption among our fellow citizens. This year, we gather to observe Vigilance Awareness Week from October 30th to November 5th, 2023, under the banner of Say No to the Corruption, Commit to the Nation. This theme holds a profound meaning, emphasizing our collective pledge to combat corruption and uphold the fundamental values of transparency, honesty, and probity that are bedrock of our great nation. As we embark on this important journey, let me share some famous quotes that underscore the significance of vigilance in our society. The price of freedom is eternal vigilance, told by the Thomas Jefferson. Corruption is like a ball of snow. Once it is set a rolling, it must increase. Charles Caleb Colton. We cannot seek achievement of ourselves and forget about progress and prosperity of our community. Our ambitions must be broad enough to include the aspirations and needs of others for their sake and for our own, told by the Cesar Chateau. Chief Vigilance Commission has been tirelessly working to foster transparency and integrity within our various central government offices and public sector organizations. In preparation for this week, the CVC has set in motion a 3-month campaign spanning from August 16th to the November 15th, focusing on 6 crucial preventive vigilance measures. Number 1, raising awareness about the public interest disclosure and protection of the informers, PIDPA resolution, conducting capacity building programs, identifying and implementing systematic improvement measures, harnessing the power of information technology for efficient complaint disposal, updating circulars, guidelines, and manuals, swiftly addressing a complaints received before June 30th, 2023. The PIDPA resolution is a potent instrument in our fight against corruption, and the CVC has taken on the responsibility of safeguarding the identity of whistleblowers. I am delighted to share that the NLCIL Vigilance Department has undertaken numerous initiatives to raise awareness about PIDPA among employees and the general public. An information center has been established at the main bazaar, providing comprehensive guidance on how to make a complaint under PIDPA and the appropriate channels for such complaints. I urge all of you to avail yourselves of this invaluable resource. Transparency in government processes, decision making, and public administration is an imperative in our quest to eliminate the corruption. When actions and decisions are conducted openly, public officials are deterred from engaging in corrupt practices. The fight against corruption demands the active engagement of our citizens, and it is our collective responsibility to reject corruption at every level. Together we can foster a global culture where corruption is anathema and accountability is our guiding principle. The CVC as the apex institution in the fight against corruption has wisely chosen the theme, Say No to Corruption, and commit to the nation for vigilance awareness of this week. The core objective is to instill the moral values of honesty, integrity, and probity in the young people of India. In this regard, the Vigilance Department has arranged various competitions for school children in the Neyveli area, quiz programs throughout Tamil Nadu, and a thought-provoking talk show featuring students from Jawaharlal Science College, Neyveli. I have every confidence that Vigilance Awareness Week 2023 will kindly heighten awareness and understanding among the employees and all stakeholders. Let us unite in our unwavering commitment to corruption-free India, where the principles of integrity and transparency shine as beacons of our hope. Coming to our NLC India Limited, we are engaged in a business having a volume of around 12,000 to 13,000 crores per annum, have ambitious plans to become a Maharatna by 2028 with a business expansion on a pan-India basis. Our stakeholders are numerous, including employees, suppliers, beneficiaries, unions, politicians, and the general public as a whole. Being a public sector organization, we have the highest level of responsibility to take care of all stakeholders, make them a part of our company's growth in every aspect. Digitization is one of the effective tools being deployed to ensure preventive mechanisms in the business. I am sure NLCIL has fully digitized its transactions to maintain a high level of transparency and accountability. I wish that this program will enhance the culture of all stakeholders and contribute to the theme, Say No to Corruption and Commit to the Nation. This single aspect will highly support the nation building in becoming a developed nation by 2047 with an economy size of $30 trillion. Jai Hind, Nandi, Vanakkam, Dhanyavad.
Thank you, sir, for your insights about transparency and accountability, taking proper decisions in time, and making India a corrupt-free country. Thank you, sir. Before hearing the guest of honor address, may I request through Ravichandran, DGM Vigilance, Technical Secretary to CVO for a pleasant task.
Dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, and my dear colleagues, good afternoon, everyone. I am indeed honored to introduce our guest of honor for today's inaugural function, Tirupati Venkataswamy, Accountant General, Audit 2, Maharashtra, Nagpur. Tirupati Venkataswamy joined Indian Audit and Account Service of Government of India in the year 2000. Sir is highly respected officer in the Indian Audit and Account Service. He has over 20 years of experience in auditing, accounting, and administration, including foreign assignments in the United Kingdom and United States. He is also the author of several books on auditing and public finance. At present, he is working as Accountant General Audit 2, Maharashtra, and responsible for audit of transport, public works, environment, science and technology, finance, energy and power, industry and commerce, information technology and communication, and law order departments of the government of Maharashtra and the state PSUs thereunder. Earlier, he was working as Principal Director of Audit at the India Audit Office, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and responsible for audit of overseas offices of Government of India, including embassies of India located in 20 different countries in East Asia and Oceania. The team led by him audited UNICEF on behalf of UN Board of Auditors, its Global Shared Services Center at Budapest, Hungary, and South Asian Regional Office, different country offices in the region from 2016 to 2018, and its headquarters at New York. He also worked as Deputy Secretary in the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India from 2010 to 2013. Sir has written a book titled Thanikkai Thelivakamum Seyalmureigalum, that is Audit Explanation and Procedures in Tamil. He is a pioneer in using drone technology and Google Earth Map in audit of government programs and institutions during his tenure in Tamil Nadu. The project using drone technology executed by his office in collaboration with the Center for Aerospace Research, MIT Chennai, won the prestigious the India Geospatial Application and Excellence Award in the GeoSmart India International Summit during 2019. A postgraduate from Tamil Nadu Agricultural University, Coimbatore in 95, Sir completed post-graduation in Master of Public Affairs from University of Minnesota, USA in 2014. He has been recognized as a certified internal auditor by IAEA USA, as a certified information system auditor by ISACA USA, as a certified fraud examiner by ACFA USA, and as a certificate in auditing IT controls from IDA Norway. His credentials are very long, and what is said is only part of it. Sir is also known for his integrity, professionalism, and commitment to his work. He is a popular speaker and trainer in auditing and public finance. I am confident that Sir will share his insights and wisdom with us. I am pleased to welcome him to the stage for his address with a thunderous applause.
For the guest of honor address, may I invite Tirupati Venkadasamy, IA and AS, Accountant General, Maharashtra, Government of India. Varangal Ayya.
மிக்க நன்றி மிஸ்டர் ரவிச்சந்திரன் for a detailed introduction and reading out my profile. Thanks to be here. Very good afternoon to all of you. Mr. Mohan Reddy, the Director Planning and Projects, Mr. Samir Swarup, Director HR, the CEO of NLC, my dear friend Mr. A. Govindarajan, dignitaries, officers and staff of NLC India Limited, Neyveli. Very good afternoon to all of you again. I'm happy to part of this particular program. So I thank the CVO as well as the management of NIC for considering me to be part of this program. It's nice of them, and I could really make it to this program based on, despite other activities that I'm supposed to have. Considering the time that, so I had a detailed plan of talking to the officers, sharing some of my experiences, though not directly related to the coal mining activities in the past, but I have all relevant experiences to talk about mining activity and also that the process and management of coal, and also some activities regarding bidding process that is part of every government process and activities that maybe as time progresses I'll talk about it, but try to move ahead with the program straight away. The vigilance awareness. This year's theme for vigilance awareness is that say no to corruption, commit to the nation. As the officials of the public sector, be it the government officers like me in the direct government department or the officers in the public sector undertaking yours, that there are a lot of great ways to play in the area of vigilance awareness, and also that the role of curbing corruption in the public governance system as well as that public sector undertaking management system as well. That as the CV was pointing out that there is no need to define and describe the corruption, but I understand that every one of us know about what it is. On the other side, that every one of us must have been possibly be a victim of corruption at some point of time in our life. But be the government officers, be in the government system as well or the public sector management system, maybe if not directly involved in corruption, but there is a possibility that we being part of being an abettor to the corruption. So I'm not saying that everybody is that, but there is a possibility. So if we correct ourselves, and there is always that there is a way of improving and improving the system as well as that improving the country overall. Everyone knows that corruption is a cancer. The cancer that eats away the citizens in a democracy, diminishes the incidence of innovation and creativity. It affects every aspect of public life, every aspect of society, and every aspect of the country. The corruption can ruin individuals' life, it can rupture the society, and it can impact the development of the country as well. As an officials, we are all concerned with all three levels, individual, society, and at the country level, to have the responsibility to curb the corruptions. To put it a little more, at society level, the corruption affects the poor people more than the rich and the middle class. It affects the vulnerable sections of the people more than any other segment of the society. It affects the fundamentals of democracy. It affects the fundamentals of economy of the country. So we have to be very conscious about curbing those practices, those activities which are which will lead to corruption. To put it in a historical perspective, the corruption is not new to India. It's not a recent phenomenon. It has been there during 17th century when the East India Company started ruling the parts of India. There were references to that. Even if you look at the ancient literature, there were instances of maladministration in the governance system. Some government officials have been penalized. One reason could be the corruption at that point of time. As our friend and CV was mentioning about the Transparency International's ranking of India in the corruption. To put it accurately, that India ranks 80th position out of 180 countries which was ranked by Transparency International in the corruption perception index. That it's a perception index studied on various parameters. And India is retaining this 80th position for the past 3 years, since 2020 onwards, that consistently on that ranking. But if you compare that 2012 or thereafter, the status of improvement of corruption perception in Indian context, that it has increased about 6 or 7 points over what it was there in 2012 to reach the level of score of 40. The corruption perception index is scored in a scale of 0 to 100, 100 being the cleanest country and 0 being the worst corrupt country. We have a score of 40. You know that midpoint is 50 and we are below that 50. And that is the current status of the corruption. And some of the reasons that Transparency International indicated for the current situation of India regarding corruption is that excessive regulations, complicated tax and licensing system, monopoly of government controlled institutions with regard to tax and service delivery system, lack of transparent laws and processes. According to Transparency International, that about 62% of the officials be part of corrupt practices in some form, not that everybody is in serious form. That if you look at that, the definition of corruption is very wide. In the international parlance, that misuse of official resources like paper is also considered as a part of inappropriate process. So to taking that into account, that about 62%, the number is big. And that's how that the role of the officers to eradicate corruption in order to develop the nation is very, very important, vital that. And that's a unpalatable truth, but we have to accept it. Then let me share some of my experiences regarding the issues which we came across. But in our audit functions, the result is the audit product. In that audit report, we don't mention that this is the result of a corruption that. Because that the corruption definition has a multidimensional points, which talks about that the intention of the individuals, money giver and money taker. So audit will not be in a position to get into the intention and will not be in a position to have a solid foolproof system of having an money giver and taker, or service giver and service taker. That's not, that's really difficult. So, but we mentioned that all irregularities, deviations from the norms, or violations of the rules, all those are a kind of red flags or the indications of corruptions. That if you look at that angle, that we have lot many issues to relate it to the vigilance awareness function of any organization there. So I'll narrate about 2 or 3 functions that which I directly had an experience to act on it. One is that there was a reference for the remote sensing studies that we have done in one of our audit. Normally, when we do some mining related audit process, to assess the value of the minerals extracted, legally or illegally, and we have to follow certain procedures, basically a kind of a conservative procedure to estimate what is the extent of or the volume of minerals mined. But that is an estimation that. So to make it very accurate that, we started a practice of going for an volumetric analysis, which was possible in collaboration with MIT Chennai. On behalf of us, we worked together to what is our expectation and what the technological solution they can give to us. And we used the remote sensing technology using various data from different sources, as well as used drone studies to have a 3-dimensional image of the mined area to come out accurately that. As the institute assured us that it is about 98% accurate results that we could come out with such a figure on that. I don't want to mention the money value which was involved in this one. It's mind-boggling. This operation was done in one sand mining, just maybe roughly about 25 kilometers from this place. There is a place called Mayanur and Sannasinallur sand mining area. We did it in 2016-17 period, and the report is in the public domain. Report has been already placed in the legislature. It's in the public domain. You can refer to that. That was the one. But an interesting finding that was that maybe the mining was done by a private player with all permission and the clearances from the government. But there were certain other red flags and then indicators. We realized that that would be possible only because of with the support of the officials concerned. You know that. We collected the data of movement of minerals from that mining area to other areas for storage as well as for sales to the public. And that data had the vehicle details, the truck in which the vehicle, the mines have been, the minerals have been transported. Suppose it's a minor mineral, minerals have been transported to the other places. We paired that data of vehicles which was available in that records to the Government of India vehicle registration details. There is a database called that Vahan database, and every vehicle that we purchase will get registered and added up in that database when you go to the RTO office. When we try to compare it, about 60%, more than 60% of the vehicles were not trucks at all. That was one point. Second point was that the other kind of vehicles were, it had details of two-wheelers, it had details of auto rickshaws, it had details of pleasure car, all kind of vehicles in which you can't carry that voluminous mineral to other places. That's one. And roughly about 7% of the data we came across, it didn't exist at all that. It's all fictitious numbers there. But they had a very good data, but when you pair it with the data, it's not matching with that. So it's a clear indication that, so it's a fictitious data or maybe data which has been maintained in the rooms, not in the mining site itself. That's one point. I'm sure that without the linkage of officials, it's not at all possible. That's one. Second is, again, I'll link it to the coal-related one, but not with the coal mining activity. You know that various companies, starting from thermal plants to the paper industries, other kind of industries in public sector and the private sector, they use coal for various purposes. As technical officials, you know that the value of coal is determined on based on the calorific value and the kind of an impurities it's available in that ore. When we try to verify it based on the data, we could manage to get data from two different sources. The source one, the contractor's data, which was accepted by the particular company. And there was another set of data which was available with the customs department, drawn a sample from the same set of coal which was imported. When we tried to pair it, there was a very wide manipulation to show that coal coal had a high calorific value and the price was highly manipulated. That's a kind of again it's a manipulation of the figures. A similar coal related transaction, I would narrate that there was the domestic coal mining area from where that the coal was mined and transported through various means to a particular port. And from that port, the coal had to be moved to the other sites of use through the sea route. But there was a handling of the coal, the handling charges and that various charges which are supposed to be paid to the port, there was a clear manipulation. And those rates were highly inflated and it had impacted the public sector company which was using that coal. You know that how many years this particular practice was going on that, despite audit being there, despite the organization having their internal arrangement, despite the regular vigilance system available to monitor such things. This practice was going on for a long time then. Can you make any wild guess how many years could have been gone into that? 10 years? It was going on for about 16 years. That the political scenario changed, various parties came into the power, various top officials of the organization got changed, the operational people got changed, several groups have come in, and the financial managers of that PSU also got changed. Despite that, this was going on that. Until we pointed out that this was happening in this organization, then it was put to stop. So do you think that to such an extent that the manipulation of the handling and the port charges paid without the role of the insider of the PSU? I am of the view that's definitely not that. These are all. I'm just not naming the one that because I am constrained with certain the government regulations to talk what I can talk in the public and what I cannot talk. That's I would say that there is another aspect which is covering in bidding process that I came across an instance of bid rigging. I was given a responsibility of managing the finances of a particular project, and when I came into the picture after that contract was signed and after the contractor was selected, but my responsibility was only to manage the finances when the project is running that. When that was going on that, we got a letter along with a report from the Competition Commission of India. The Competition Commission of India made a clear report saying that the entire process of selection of the contractor was through bid rigging. And you know that how did they find it out? So they compared the original bids submitted by the three different bidders, and in all three different bids, the mistakes, the formatting of the bid documents, everything were same. Started suspecting it, and in one part, if my memory is correct, that I think one particular annexure to the bid was also the same. Same found in all three different bidders' documents. How is that possible? And then they further went deep inside to analyze the source material of the supply of those equipments. Then they realized that there is a group of people who prepared the bids and submitted the bids are the same. Even they use the same system for proposing that those bids. That's the extent, and the report categorically concluded that there could have been possibility of involvement of insider in this bid rigging process. We are clear that it's a proven case of bid rigging. Recently, there was another report submitted in a state legislature. The audit teams have went ahead and to analyze the IP address from where the bids have been submitted. That, of course, it was through an electronic bidding system. So, incidentally, many bids have submitted from the same IP address. How is that possible? So, if they're competitors, and it's just not possible to submit it from the same IP address. And another interesting thing was that one such IP address was referring to the officer who was processing that bid process itself, that indicating that the bid was submitted from the officer's system itself. So all those instances indicates that the involvement of officers in some form of corrupt process. I'm not saying that everybody has done about it. It's all indications that the vigilance, and they have to carry it forward because they have a greater role to prove that it's a corruption or not. But our is that we'll to prepare an audit report and submit to the legislature or to the parliament. The role ends there, and to follow with that report. So maybe we can make use of such reports in your. But I believe that it's just not the vigilance officials, the internal audit officials of an organization. They are not just given the responsibility, but every one of us have and I reiterate that every one of us have a greater responsibility to be aware and to be vigilant against corrupt practices in this. I'll just summarize my talk with the impact of the corrupt practices in the country's development, as the theme is that commit for the development of the country. So the World Economic Forum has pointed out that about 5 to 6 trillion dollars is the impact of corruption world over that. That's a kind of an approximate estimation in this. And there's another report which indicates that the India could grow more than the current level of annual growth rate. 5 to 7%, much more than the normal growth rate that India faces regularly. So imagine that if that is added, if the country's growth rate is about 8%, if another 7% added, if it is 15%, if it grows, see that the extent of growth that India will see. And maybe at the earliest that will reach to the level of developed country, or maybe one among the superpowers of the world. That's possible. And everybody has a role to play in this. Then there's another report indicating that in terms of money value that we are losing in corruption. So approximately about 10 lakh crores are being lost in the economic system instead of coming into the legal system of that much of money, but this is going into the illegal system. So imagine that the volume of corruption that all these are all estimations that I don't have the exact figures on this. That's difficult to work it out also. But this indicates the magnitude. As we've taken the pledge that, and let's assure ourselves, assure to the nation, assure to the society that none of us and none surrounding us will resort to any form of corruption from here onwards, and to commit ourselves for the development of the nation. That. So with this, that I would like to end my this address. I just have another small role to play. That pack. It from here, that so that everybody can hear. This is a pack of book that I have authored. The title of the book is Thanikai Telivakamum செயல்முறைகளும். This was released last year by the then Finance Minister of Government of Tamil Nadu, Dr. Palnivel Thiagarajan. And I would like to present, I have two copies, one to the CVO and one to the Director Mohan sir, to place it in the library or whatever the way they feel it useful. Maybe the internal audit wing of this organization can better use of this booklet. First, let me present it to my friend. Thank you very much to the CVO, Mr. Govindarajan, and the management of NLC for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much, one and all.
Thank you, sir, for your thought-provoking insights about the corrupt practices and the chances of unknowingly being involved in corruption, also alerting our executives. Thank you very much, sir. Now it's time to show our love and affection to our chief guest. May I kindly invite through Mohan Reddy, Director PNP, to extend a token of appreciation to our esteemed guest of honor through Tirupati Venkateswamy, IA and AS. Thank you, sir. I now invite through Iranian CGM Vigilance to propose vote of thanks.
Very good afternoon to all. It is my privilege to propose vote of thanks. I would like to take this opportunity to put my gratitude into words. Today we have an outstanding personality as our chief guest amongst us, who has very rich experience in planning and policy formulation, financing and implementation of developmental schemes and general administration. He is determined to excel in public policy, public finance and PSC audit. Thank you very much, sir, for accepting our invitation in a short notice and for the deliberations and the live examples you have made, which made this function exemplary and very interesting. Sir has rightly told, those people who are working in vigilance department is not alone vigilance people, but all of us, each one of us is a vigilance officer. That is the takeaway today. Kindly accept our gratitude, sir. Our heartfelt thanks to respected and dynamic Director PNP, who has presided over this function. Thank you very much, sir. I offer my wholehearted thanks to our beloved Director PNP for his august presence and active participation. A special thanks to our CVO, who is the pillar of strength to us, and for being the catalyst that stimulates us to act in a best way. Thank you, sir. With a deep sense of appreciation and gratitude, I thank all our executive directors, chief general managers, and CEO NTPL, CEO NUPPL, PHPP, PH Talibra Mines and Talibra Thermal, ED CRM for their active participation and involvement. I thank all the unit heads, unit HOHRs and unit finance heads for conducting all the competitions and for the active involvement. I must thank all the executives and employees of Neyveli Complex and outside projects at Tuticorin Barsing Sir, Gadampur, Talabira regional officers who have actively participated in various competitions and contributed to this function. Our special thanks to partners in progress, the recognized unions, Tomusa and Anna Tomusa, associations, GIA, EA, NGA and OA, and the welfare associations, SC and ST Federation, and WIPS. Thank you one and all. An event like this cannot happen overnight. The wheel started rolling few weeks back, and we have arranged this function, and we are fortunate enough to be backed by enthusiastic and dynamic teams like PRO, LNDC, Township Administration, Education, Corporate HR and MCO, Transport, Corporate Computer Services, Electrical Services and Communication, and other departments like Contracts, MMC, Marketing, Security and Fire Services, Thermal Training Center, and all Finance Division. Thank you all. Our special thanks to Doordarshan, People Service Group, Hindu Tamil Disai, and Javakar Science College for spreading the message to the public in a great way. A special thanks to our own vigilance team for their hard work and dedication for making this event successful. Not last but not the least, I like to thank every one of you present here for making this celebration a memorable one. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Now I request students from Block 11 Girls Higher Secondary School for National Anthem. Please rise for this occasion.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय गे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलति तरंगा दब शुभ नामे जागे दब शुभ आशीष मागे गागे दब जय गादा जनगण मंगलदायक जय गे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Vigilance Awareness Week 2023 inaugural function is hereby adjourned and followed by flagging of WOW 2023 chariot by our guest of honor at the entrance of LDC. Please join with us. Followed by signature wall campaign at Main Bazaar. Signature wall inauguration will be done by Thiru Mohan Reddy, Director PNP. Please join with us. Thank you.